Wow, what a massive year it is going to be. Hello and welcome to the annual season launch for Buildcorp Super W, Australia's best women's rugby competition. I'm your host, Charlotte Mortlock, and today we're going to take a preview of this year's competition, plus have a chat to each of our 6 sides to see how they're travelling ahead of the kickoff this weekend. But firstly, of course, we would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners and ongoing custodians of the land on which we stand today, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. Joining me now is Rugby Australia's CEO, Andy Marinos, who, of course, your team here at Rugby Australia has been working very hard to get everything in order for this competition, making it bigger and better than ever, giving our female players the best opportunity to reach the top right down to the junior level. Andy, welcome.
Thank you, Charlotte. Yeah, it's a wonderful occasion, and we're just delighted that we're at this point now in our season where we can finally have the launch of the Buildcorp Super W's competition, which I think this year is going to be bigger and better than what we've seen in previous years. And just it's such a significant year for our women this year as they prepare for the World Cup. And we're just looking forward to the action starting as soon as possible.
Buildcorp Super W showcases the best talent right across the country with 5 Australian teams. But this year's competition, we will have the international presence with the Fijiana Drua joining the 6th team of the competition. And the 6 teams in the comp with Fijiana's involvement, it is really going to be the biggest year the competition has seen. What are you looking forward to most about Buildcorp Super W this year?
Well, as you said, I mean, we've got 6 teams this year, but it's also a very special competition structure. We've got a series of double headers, which is going to be a wonderful opportunity for our women to be playing at the same time, same venues as the Super Rugby Pacific competition. And that's just going to grow the audience, grow the appeal, grow the attraction of this, and also profile the women justifiably for all the hard work that they've done getting them to this point. You know, leading into this, I had a long chat with Jay Tredoning, the Wallaroos coach. They had a really good pre-season camp preparing for this year's Rugby World Cup. So this is going to be a wonderful opportunity for the girls to put their hands up in packed stadiums in front of new fans and family and friends and really promote themselves. And so, you know, at this point, we're just so delighted. We've got, again, Tony and Josephine Suka and the Buildcorp team have stood so solidly behind women's rugby and the growth of it. And this is their 5th year of their partnership. So we're very grateful to them for the hard work and the support that they've given us in very lean times and challenging times over the last couple of years. And then, you know, obviously to our broadcasters, Stan and Nine, it's going to be fantastic. That's the beauty of the double headers. We're going to have these games live on Stan. It's going to be a real big celebration of rugby as we go through. And then, as you mentioned, the Fijiana, it's a really important and special part of this competition. As we see in the Drua coming into Super Rugby Pacific, this is just a wonderful opportunity for these ladies to be part of this competition, to see rugby grow in the Pacific. We can't not acknowledge DFAT and all of their support and encouragement and help in helping getting both the men and the women into this competition. So there's lots to look forward to, and I just hope that fans, friends, family are going to come out in their droves to support our women as they all prepare now for Rugby World Cup 2023.
So much to look forward to it, as you say, bigger and better than ever. Thank you so much for that, Andy. 2022 is definitely going to be an exciting year for rugby in Australia, and it sounds like you and the team have had a very busy start, so we're very appreciative to that. Now let's take a look at a snapshot of the actual competition. It is a round robin with all 6 teams playing each other once right across the country. Now there'll be 5 regular season matches per team and then 3 team playoff formats. So that means we'll see 2 versus 3 in the semi-final, and the winner of that will play first in the grand final. So there'll be 17 matches in total, 12 matches being super double headers with Harvey Norman Super Rugby Pacific, and of course every match live, ad break free and on demand on the home of rugby, Stan Sport, kicking off this Friday. Joining me now is Principal of Buildcorp, President of Women's Rugby and Chair of the Australian Sports Commission, Josephine Suka AM, and Managing Director of Buildcorp, Tony Suka AM, to talk about all the exciting things coming up this season in Buildcorp Super W and touch a little on the Wallaroos Test season later this year. Now, the competition is now in its 5th season. It's certainly seen some ups and downs, but 2022 is shaping up to be the most promising year yet. We'll start with you, Tony. What are you expecting to see in this year's season of the Buildcorp Super W?
Very excited about the start of the season, and what we've seen is the standard of play come along a long way since the start of the competition, and we're seeing some young rookies come through in the competition, and they're going to challenge some of those seasoned players who've been in the competition for a number of years now. And importantly, some of those rookies and talented players coming through, the likes of Grace Kemp, Jade Taate, and also Avania Wong. So seeing those players come through is going to be very important.
A few disruptors. Josephine, what are you looking forward to?
The double headers, which weren't happening as often as they are, seeing them come through are going to allow fans and players to get behind their club versus behind one of the teams, a men's team and women's team. And that's a bit exciting because that will create opportunities for not just fans but current and future players to come forward and imagine their position in a club. So that's a bit exciting for us.
From starting this partnership back in 2018, what are some of the biggest changes you've seen in Buildcorp Super W and also in women's rugby in Australia, Tony?
We've seen that it's having an effect on the community and it's beyond just the quality of play and the players, and it's actually starting to see things going into the community. And it's probably no different to us in our organisation at Buildcorp. We're looking for change and we're looking for more participation with men and women, importantly. But seeing statistics such as 58% of club rugby for women in terms of their increase over the last 2 years has been, since 2018, has been terrific. But also the junior rugby, we're seeing 28% of an increase of their participation and registration. So that's been wonderful to see.
Yeah, really exciting. Good sign of what's to come. Josephine, what about you?
Well, I think it's the pipeline. The Super W was the missing link between club rugby and the Wallaroos. And when you increase the opportunities for young women to play, not only do you shift the conversation from, look, there's women playing 15-a-side rugby, do they actually tackle, to look at the quality of what we're watching here and the quality of the rugby. So the conversation shifts. It would be the same in a workplace. Certainly, Tony and I know at Buildcorp in construction, the novelty of women builders has worn off, and now we talk about the quality of the women who are either working or participating.
Now, quickly, before I let you guys go, the Buildcorp Wallaroos are scheduled to have a massive year ahead of the Rugby World Cup, and this program, it is vital to the success of that team. What can fans expect to see this year from our Buildcorp Wallaroos?
A number of tests this year, having had no tests last year because of COVID. It is wonderful to see that these tests are going to be played leading into a World Cup, and the Pacific Four tournament is going to be part of that very important pathway into the year. And I know that the players have been working very hard to get themselves ready for the World Cup and these test matches. So we're looking forward to seeing them play.
Josephine?
Yeah, without the Buildcorp Super W, because of the absence of test matches, the coaches wouldn't have an opportunity to see the pipeline of talent coming through. So that visibility has created opportunities for 8 more Wallaroos in the squad, which is very exciting to see. And I think for all young women aspiring to come forward and be part of the Buildcorp Wallaroos.
Well, plenty to look forward to. Thank you both, and I hope you have a great year watching both the Buildcorp Super W and the Buildcorp Wallaroos this year. The best of the best in Australia come together to battle it out in the 2022 season of Buildcorp Super W. And the only place to catch every minute ad-free, live and on demand is Australia's home of rugby, Stan Sport.
Back on the inside it goes. Makapa straight through. Alana Paul goes straight under the upright. Wong, the speedster, Avania Wong! Presswick shows, gives it to McLaren. McLaren, she deserves a try.
What a Buildcorp Super W season it will be on Stan. Now it is time to meet all of the Buildcorp Super W sides, where we will put them on the clock to answer some rapid fire questions, see how they're feeling and who they're facing in round 1. And of course, they'll answer some questions from our fans. Joining us first are Rebels head coach Alana Thomas and captain Melanie Kawa. Welcome to you both. Now, we're going to put you under the spotlight if we can for our Type 5 quick fire questions. Now, Melanie, you're up first, so good luck. It is a relatively new squad this season. What can the fans expect to see from the Rebels this year?
Yeah, got a couple of new players joining us this season, but the majority of the squad has actually got their debut and their first cap for the Rebels in last season. So we're mostly blooded now in the Super W comp, and you'll see a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. The girls have been just raring to get this season underway ever since the last one finished. So yeah, the fans can expect the same sort of aggressive, solid defense and some attacking flair this year from the Rebels.
That's what we like to hear. Alana, what have you focused on in the pre-season?
Yeah, the pre-season's been really good. We've sort of focused on converting opportunities. Last year we did have some really close games and we just weren't able to close them out. So it's all about taking the opportunities in the pre-season, converting them and taking that into the season. So we're very excited for 2022 and what that looks like for the Melbourne Rebels.
Now, Mel, everyone always wants to know this. Who is the joker in the squad, the player who keeps the spirits high among the team when the chips are down?
Just straight off the dome, I'm going to have to go with Ash Brown Sugar Masters. She looks serious and aggressive, like on the field, but she's the first one to crack her team up on the bus and off the field. Other than that, we've got May. She's a cheeky newcomer. But one that always lifts the spirits in the Rebels is Annie Buntine, Annie B. She's one to put a smile on our faces all the time.
Okay, a couple in there. Alana, who is a player to watch out for this season from your squad?
I think it's going to be one of our debutantes in Hope Schuster. She's been around in club rugby here for a couple of years, had a bit of a break and then's come back. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing her on the field and getting her opportunity this year.
Mel, what in Build Corp Super W this year is your team most excited about?
Look, it has to be the fact that we, after 2 years, will have a couple of home games here in Melbourne. Been waiting so long for that, and some of the girls haven't ever experienced what it's like to run out at Amy Park. So to have that here in front of all our friends and family, and do it for the community that's been supporting us during that tough 2 years without much rugby, that's going to be what's super special. And also, we appreciate the draw. I'm sure everyone is just ready to go and see something outside their own backyards a little bit and play all the teams once this season. So we're really looking forward to that.
Yeah, we've all missed that atmosphere, I think, being in person. So some exciting news for our Victorian fans. Alana, your team is up against the Fijiana in the first round of the competition. And we all know their flair and style the Fijiana game brings. So how is this Rebels team looking to defend such a potent attacking style?
Yeah, they're definitely bringing the Fijian flair, and it's something that I know Coach Senni and the coaching staff and the players have been really keen to do. And obviously watching their trial against the Reds, we saw a lot of offloads, a lot of pops, a lot of sort of 7-style rugby, and they're just so good at it. So I don't think you can try and stop them. It's about us really focusing on our D. We've got a really good D set up that we shown last year in the competition, and it's about us just focusing on that and trying to limit those opportunities to get those pops and to let that flair shine through. So I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be great to watch. It's going to be great for the competition to have Fijiana Drua in the team, and I can't wait to see what they bring on Saturday.
Neither can we. Thank you both for your time today, and we're really looking forward to the match on Saturday against the exciting Fijiana team.
Thanks, Charlotte.
Thanks, Charlotte.
Now we'll head over to last year's runners-up, the Queensland Reds, introducing Head of Women's High Performance, Reg Taylor, and newly appointed Captain Shannon Perry. Are you guys ready for the Type 5?
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait. I'm ready to go.
Okay, let's get into it, guys. Shannon, in 3 words, what is it going to take this year to get your side the championship?
Yeah, I think for us, the big ones are probably teamwork, resilience and just consistency that we'll be looking for throughout the season in order to claim that eluded championship at the end of the year.
Very good mix. We are seeing masses of young talent start to come through the Queensland ranks in the women's game. What direction do you see this Super W side taking in the future?
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. It's a credit to the Pathway program here in Queensland and the work that they've been doing, that we've got so many youngsters that are pressing for selection in Super W, and it's really good to see we've got a great balance of youth and experience throughout our squad. And I'm really looking forward to the young ones. They bring plenty of energy and plenty of hype around training. So looking to put their taste on the game come Friday night in Perth.
Either of you can feel free to jump in on this one. Big return from the Aussie Sevens, now back in the Reds. Shannon, what can you add personally to this side? And Reg, you might have something to throw in there as well about what we might see.
Oh, I think we've already seen Shannon's experience into the squad and, what effect that's having, especially on some of the youngsters. And just, being in the Olympics, being in the Commonwealth Games and the World Series, it's pretty invaluable to have in our squad right now. So, yeah, we're really grateful for that. And hopefully Shannon can not give away as many penalties as she did in the trial. And then we can have a good performance from here on.
Don't take that, Shannon.
It's been a real challenge, but I've really loved being back here in Brisbane and finding my feet in the 15 side of the game. And as Reggie said, for me, it's just about leading on the field, but most importantly, just doing my job for the team. And yeah, I've really loved being back amongst the youngsters and the energy that they bring. It's really infectious for our senior players. So really looking forward to the season ahead.
Reg, when you look at this side, what are the key areas you think that this team will have to focus on to find success this year?
I think consistency is the big one. I think in previous years we've had really good performances and then some performances that weren't so great. So if we can find that consistency, we've definitely got the talent to go all the way. So it's just about getting a good start in Perth this Friday and then continuing to build for that for the rest of the season.
And finally, if you both want to say this name at the same time, feel free. We'll see if they match up. If there is anyone in your team who's going to lay the biggest hits this season, who's it going to be?
Oh, I think we both agreed. We've got a young player. She's the 24th player this week, but she'll definitely get a go at some point. Her name's Malala Sua. She's only 16, turning 17, I think, and can hit like she's been playing rugby for a long time. So, watch out for her.
Yeah, she's definitely a talented youngster and one that you don't want to, run against out on the training field, let alone out there in a match. I'm glad I'm on her side rather than the other. But as Reggie said, a very talented youngster coming through the ranks. And, yeah, definitely she's one to watch in this Super W series.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to seeing her in action. Shannon, you'll be heading west to face the Force first up, and they will be led out by superstar Trelene Pomare. What will you be doing to make sure that your team's able to stop her?
Yeah, there's no doubt Trelene's a superstar of the game over there in the West and the heart and soul of the Western Force. She's been around for a number of years, and I've been lucky enough to play with her on the international stage for the Wallaroos as well. But for us, in terms of the team, it's not so much worrying about the Western Force and what they're going to do. It's more focusing on us and what our job is and the structures that we want to play. So she'll definitely be out there, but at the end of the day, it's 15 on 15, and we've got to do what we can do and just focus on us at the moment and getting there to Perth and focusing on our preparations in the lead up to Friday night's match.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to approach it. We also have one question from a fan of yours, the Instagram @RangRaySpirit. He would like to know, would you like to see Rusty the Koala have a female companion this year supporting the team in Buildcorp Super W?
Yeah, I think why not? No doubt we can talk to the sponsorship, media and commercial team and see if we can get another female Rusty out there. But yeah, it's really good to just be a part of the Queensland Reds team and organisation, and I think it's been testament to the work that they've been doing, the inclusivity of the women's program. And yeah, I think that's a conversation we can have, but we're just really proud to be part of the Queensland Reds organisation.
Well, we can see what we can do about getting the mascot on the plane with you on Friday. Good luck for your first match against the Force.
Thanks, Charlotte.
Thank you.
Now, before we head over to the newest team in the competition, the Fijiana Drua, who are itching to start their first season, we have a short message from the Honourable Zed Seselja, Minister for International Development in the Pacific.
Hi, I'm Zed Seselja, Australia's Minister for International Development and the Pacific. I'm a big rugby fan. I love rugby in all its forms, and I'm so excited about the launch of this year's Super W. In 2022, for the first time, with the support of the Australian Government's Pacific Oz Sports program, a Fijian team will join our world-class competition. The Fijiana Drua will add a dynamic new element to the Super W and see it expand into the Pacific region, just like Super Rugby. It's yet another milestone for the Fijian women in what has been an exciting journey over recent years, including their stunning bronze medal performance in the Rugby Sevens at the Tokyo Olympics. They are a new team in the competition, they're a bit of an unknown, and it's going to be a great test for them and all the women involved in Super W this season. And what a great opportunity for all our elite level women to hone their skills leading into the Women's Rugby World Cup set to kick off in New Zealand in October this year. Welcome, Fijiana Drua. I'll be cheering for the Brumbies, but I wish all the teams all the very best for Super W 2022.
I'm now with the captain, Fijiana Drua, and the coach, Seni Sirivakula from the Fijiana and Drua. Welcome, and let's get straight into it. Fijiana is certainly the most exciting addition to the competition ever. What can we expect to see out on the field this year, Fijiana?
Just a new mix of some experience and a lot of new players out on the field to display the known element for Fiji, the Fijian player rugby.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about that Fijian flair today. It is a new competition with new opponents. How does the team feel about taking on Australia's best this year in Buildcorp Super W, Seni?
It's a big step since we've been preparing for the last more than 2 years now. And we really need this competition going to the World Cup. So we've been very grateful for Rugby Australia and DFAC for allowing us into this competition.
Well, we're thrilled to have you here. The team has actually been in the country for a while now. What's been the best thing about Australia since you arrived?
We are very fortunate to be built here in Gold Coast, where all the facility available for us. And it makes us our work easier and train with a professional environment. So that's what the team needed for playing in another standard like the Super W.
With the Rugby World Cup only around the corner now, how does being in this competition prepare your players for selection into the Fiji national team? We could be helping you guys get the upper hand here.
It makes us live our game to another standard, especially playing some professional team in the Super W. And at the same time, we look at our wider squad. It's like a trial at the same time, so that the coaches can clearly pick players who are going to play in the World Cup.
Patila, how much would it mean for Fiji to lift the Super W trophy in their first ever season of Buildcorp Super W?
It would be a change of tide in women's rugby, being recognized and helped by and supported as the team as men, and also allowing women and girls to rugby.
Yeah, amazing. Your team is heading to Melbourne to play the Rebels in their first match, and their captain, Melanie Kawa, has been a staple of that side for years now. Have you seen much of the Rebels play in previous years, and how do you think you'll go against them in your first game?
We've been watching some of the clips from various seasons they've been at W, but it's going to be tough playing against them as they are fully professional players. But for us, we just have to look at ourselves, and this game it will give us a lot of learning to go forward for the rest of the season.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us today, and we hope Fiji fans get down to Endeavour Hills Rugby Club in Melbourne on Saturday for your opening game against the Rebels. We're so excited to have you part of this competition.
Thank you.
I'm now with one of the ACT Brumbies stars, Pesi Palu, and head coach Dan Hawke. Welcome to you both. I hope that you're both ready for this very exciting tight five. Pesi, the Brumbies have some additions to the squad this year. Who should fans be looking out for?
Yes, this year we've got a lot of girls to look out for. I wish I could name them all, but there's obviously been a lot of talk about a returning veteran, Ash Hewson, who will be making a return to Super W. And probably the best colours I like to see on her are Brumbies colours. And so she will be a huge asset to our team. We've got returning Lily Mason-Spice, who obviously a Wallaroo Pony girl. She'll be able to continue on and bring her talent to our team. And one to look out for will be Jay Huruai, our halfback. She'll be one to watch out for after playing a great season with the Presidents last season. We hope that she'll be able to back us up here with Brumbies this year.
Yeah, we'll see if that comes into fruition. The Brumbies have a number of key leaders within this squad. How does a number of these key veterans play a part in developing the more younger members of the squad?
Yes, with these key leaders, you've got the experience that they bring both on and off the field. They've been there where rugby for women wasn't obviously showcased as it is now. And so having them being able to support us women on and off the field will be a huge asset and will lead us to a bigger game in the future.
Percy, fans are very keen to get to know you on a personal level. If you were stuck on an island and you could only bring 3 things, what would they be?
Look, it's easy. A boat, fuel, and Dunny, because she's our captain.
My goodness, you were getting off that island fast if you're taking a boat and fuel with you. So I thought it might be a book, it might be a movie, but no, good for you, you're resourceful. Dan, tell me about this team. What makes it so unique compared to previous years in the competition?
I think because we're following the original Brumbies blueprint, we've got some out-of-state players that didn't get their opportunity. We've got some amazing local players that are ready to step up, and we've got some international players in Mana and Makoto who have just provided a whole different approach to rugby and professionalism. So it's been good.
Either of you can jump in on this one. Super W does always bring some really big surprises. What's been the best moment at training so far?
Well, we had an amazing opportunity to go up to Jindabyne for our pre-season camp this year, and Dave King introduced the whole team to the Pain Cave, and then we did some amazing community service with the best backdrop you'll ever see. For me? For the ladies, probably not so much, but I think the lessons they learned from really challenging themselves physically and then breaking it down with Dave was something that they will never ever forget, and it's probably one of the most rewarding things I've been a part of in my rugby career.
Well, Percy, I don't know if you would exactly agree with Dan there, but your side will be up against the Waratahs in round 1 this weekend. As we all know, they are a formidable side, and one key player returning to them this year is Laurie Kramer at fullback. What will you be saying to your teammates if Laurie gets the ball in some space?
Look, we know Laurie can be dangerous in space. She's quite agile. She's really quick on her feet. But we do have a plan. But we'll just keep that to ourselves and hopefully it builds out this weekend.
Okay, well, we'll have to tune in to find out exactly what that plan is, but looking forward to it. The defending champion Waratahs will be a tough first round opponent, but at least you will have the home ground advantage this weekend. Good luck to you both on Saturday. I hope it goes well for you.
Thanks so much.
Now it is time to chat to the opposite side of that matchup, and joining me now is Waratahs captain Grace Hamilton. Welcome, Grace. It is great to have you here. You have been a leader of this side for a few years now. How have you seen the team change and evolve and develop over the past few years?
It's something we want to develop over the years, and I think that's our focus every year. We want to develop, we want to get better, but for us, we want to make it a group of girls that people want to be a part of. So as soon as you're part of that group, we'll do everything we can to help you get better and kind of expand that group wider into the New South Wales rugby community to ensure girls get their oh my God, I can't even say.
That's okay. It must be the nerves ahead of the weekend.
No, it's definitely not. It's looking at my own face. I think it's getting the opportunity, just to be yourselves and express yourselves on the rugby field is something that we're really excited about.
Well, the side have lifted the trophy 4 times now. What are they going to do differently this year to ensure that you can take it home again?
I don't know. I think obviously we're in this competition. We want to be successful in this competition, but we've got to lift the bar. We've got to obviously get better every single year, and we know the competition is getting better and better. So for us, it's about the little things. It's the 1%ers on and off the field, and we've spoken about that a lot this season, about how we want to get better and what areas we can get better in as well.
Now, we'll put the rugby aside for a second because we have been seeing some very good TikToks coming out of the squad. Who is the best dancer/TikToker in the group?
Yeah, we all get roped into this a little bit. But I think Lope, she gets around a little bit, makes us all do a TikTok, or Piper Duck, Anita Brown even. Yeah, there's a few of them going around, little TikTokers.
Yeah, good for a bit of team morality, I'm sure, kind of really boost the spirits. There is so much depth coming through the ranks in New South Wales. Have you been impressed with the young talent that's been delivered from club rugby?
Yeah, there's so much talent, and I think the best thing we did this year is there was an opportunity after the state championships where country and city girls, there's some girls identified there as a kind of pathway players for us, and they've had the opportunity to come train with us during pre-season, and then some nights during the week. So we've given them the opportunity to train with the Super W girls, and they just got better for it, and they're so willing to learn, and the pathways around the place is just so great to see because you can see the development of the game and how girls just want to get better and want to be part of rugby.
Yeah, it's so great to see that passion. Finally, Grace, what team are you most excited or nervous to face this year? And are there any games on the draw that stand out for you?
I think we're most excited to play Fijiana. Fiji, I think we played a few years ago, and honestly, it was probably one of the most special memories and probably one of the best rugby experiences I've had in my life. It's such an entertaining game. It's a fast-paced game, and they just make you work hard. And I know all the girls are so excited to have them in our competition and welcome them with open arms.
Yep, a lot of talk about the Fijian flair that we'll see in this season. The Waratahs are facing the Brumbies in round 1, and this team seems to improve dramatically every single year. One of the key players for that Brumbies team is Buildcorp Wallaroo teammate Grace Kemp. We all know she is one of the hardest ball runners in the game. What will you be telling your team surrounding how to defend against her?
I think the Brumbies have a lot of threats, and they definitely showed us that the other weekend. Gracie's an awesome ball carrier and someone I love to see succeed. So for us, we've just got to nullify every little bit of their attack rather than just one player. So we're focused on the whole team rather than one player. But yeah, she is an unreal ball carrier, and I'm sure we're going to get some competition from her this weekend as well.
Now, we've got a couple of fan questions that have been coming through here. At Ken Griffiths15 on Instagram wants to know, who is the biggest larrikin in the squad?
I actually saw this and I was like, I don't know how to separate them. I think actually the biggest larrikin is probably Maya Stewart, and unfortunately she's injured this season, but she stays around, and she's not calling you Darsley or lads, let's go somewhere. But she's always around, and she's just one of those positive influences in our team and someone that we love having around our group.
Sounds like endless entertainment. Thank you, Grace. Hopefully the Waratahs will find similar success as they have had in recent years, and good luck for your game this weekend.
Thank you.
Finally, I am here with the captain of the Western Force, Trilene Pomare, and assistant coach Callum Payne. Callum, Trilly, how are you both today?
Yeah. We're good, thank you.
Fantastic.
Good start, guys. Let's go straight into the type 5 questions. Trilene, the team had to unfortunately leave Super W last year only after one game, and that was due to the state border closures, obviously. Do you think the Force have a point to prove coming back into the competition this year?
For sure. I think, it is weird staring at yourself. We didn't get to play much rugby last year, so obviously we're pretty excited to get our fixture out. We're excited to be back into the comp with the schedule that we have. We're just super excited to be amongst it.
Callum, WA has always produced some of the best young talent in women's rugby. Have you been impressed with some of the younger members in the team this year, and how are they travelling?
Yeah, absolutely. We were just speaking about it before, and a lot of our younger players have actually been around 2 or 3 years now. So when we talk about our young players, I've got 3 under their belt already, and they're only 20, 21 years old, which is really good for us, leading both into this year and into the future.
Yeah, a little more experience on their side. This will be the second year the side will be back playing in Force Blue. Trilly, are you liking the new kit this year?
Loving the new kit. I think being aligned with the Western Force has been great for us. It's great for the girls to see the men's playing, and obviously we're in the same strip, so it gives us a little bit of a visual picture of what we can be professionally down the track. So, yeah, that's what we're working towards, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, it certainly looks good on you. You're wearing it well. It has been one of the hottest summers on record in Western Australia. How did that affect the pre-season training that we saw, Callum?
We had to monitor that a bit. We had a few days there where the heat restrictions were really high, so we, ice on the field and short, sharp intervals, and then we're back straight into shade. When we did have to deal with that heat, we just used it as an opportunity to get some really good clarity on some of our technical areas. And then when the heat went away, that's when we put a bit more work into our conditioning.
Finally, Buildcorp Wallaroo legend Beck Clough is back in the squad. How is it having her back around the group?
Cloughie coming back, her experience is invaluable. So it's good. She's a bit of a joker. She's pretty like a motherly young spirit coming back, trying to look after everyone. So it's been good to have her back. Obviously, her physicality in the game is something that we're looking to inject into our game, and have her out there will be great.
Yeah, good weapon for you guys. Trilly, you are running out against the Reds on the weekend, and they will be led out by Olympic gold medalist Shannon Parry, who is returning from the Aussie Sevens side. Are you looking forward to taking her on?
Oh, for sure. She's a great athlete. I think everybody knows she's a pretty phenomenal athlete, what she's achieved. But we're not going to take a step down. I'm sure she'll lead her team well. But as well, we're here to play. I think it's going to be a good game against the Reds. We watched them play Fiji just the other week, so our girls are pretty eager to get out there, especially off our season last year. We're pretty excited to get on that field and have a crack at the Reds.
Amazing. Callum, this one is for you from a Force fan on the socials. At Richard CPH has sent this one through. Would you like to see the Buildcorp Super W and Super Rugby or Picky come together to form a trans-Tasman competition?
Yes.
Absolutely. That's, I think, the ultimate goal for us is to have a full competition going. More rugby is better in all aspects. So having Fiji here this year has given us another game, which is awesome, and a new face to play against. And the opportunity to go up against those Kiwi teams would be amazing.
Awesome, guys. Well, it has been great chatting to you, and best of luck for the season. The Force will kick off the competition in Perth against the Queensland Reds, and we wish both Callum and Trelane the best of luck.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you. See ya.
And that concludes the 2022 Buildcorp Super W virtual launch. We'd like to thank all of our fans that tuned into the event, our naming rights sponsor Buildcorp, as well as our broadcast partners, the Nine Network and Stan Sport. Remember, Buildcorp Super W kicks off this Friday between the Western Force and the Reds. For fans out west, make sure you head down to HBF Park at 4:30 p.m. local time. And for anyone else around the country, tune in to Every Moment, ad-free, live and on demand on Stan Sport at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Back on the inside it goes. MacArthur straight through. Oh, the ball goes straight under the upright. Wong, the speedster, Avania Wong! Prestwick shows, gives it to McLaren. McLaren, she deserved a try.
Super W champion!